Ever wondered how a microscopic organism could bring the entire world to a standstill? Welcome to our deep dive into the COVID-19 pandemic. From bustling cities turned into ghost towns to the worldwide scramble for a vaccine, this pandemic has left no corner of the globe untouched. It's a tale of resilience, innovation, and human spirit, a tale that's still being written. So, buckle up as we delve into this global phenomenon. Follow along as we take a journey from the start of the pandemic to the present. The tale begins in December 2019 in the bustling city of Wuhan, China. A mysterious illness was starting to make headlines. At its epicenter, a seafood market where live wildlife was also sold, a novel virus was silently making its mark. This was the birthplace of a new strain of coronavirus, later officially named as SARS-CoV-2. The early days were marked by confusion and uncertainty. Initial symptoms mimicked those of a common flu: fever, dry cough, and fatigue. It was easy to dismiss, easy to overlook. However, as the days progressed, it became apparent that this was no ordinary illness. Individuals infected with the virus started to exhibit more severe symptoms, including shortness of breath and difficulty breathing. Some even developed pneumonia. The virus was stealthy, often asymptomatic in carriers, allowing it to spread quickly and widely. It was not contained within the borders of Wuhan, or even China, for long. It traveled across continents and oceans, carried by unsuspecting travelers going about their daily lives. In the early stages, reactions from world governments and health organizations were mixed. Some were quick to recognize the threat, implementing strict measures to curb the spread. Others, however, were slower to respond, downplaying the severity of the virus and its potential for devastation. The World Health Organization, or WHO, initially declared the outbreak a public health emergency of international concern in January 2020. However, as the virus continued to spread uncontrollably, infiltrating more and more countries, it was clear that this was not just an emergency. This was a crisis of global proportions. The world watched in apprehension as the situation rapidly evolved. Hospitals were overwhelmed, economies were shaken, and societies were disrupted. It was a reality no one was prepared for, a test of resilience for all of mankind. By March 2020, the World Health Organization declared it a global pandemic. As the pandemic spread across continents, it changed lives drastically. The invisible enemy, COVID-19, made its presence felt everywhere, touching every facet of our lives. Globally, millions were infected, and sadly, hundreds of thousands lost their lives. The virus did not discriminate. It reached every corner of the globe, affecting people of all ages, races, and backgrounds. The economic impact of the pandemic was just as profound as the human toll. Economies around the world spiraled into recession, with businesses shuttering and unemployment rates skyrocketing. The global economy took a hit unlike anything we've seen since the Great Depression. Industries like travel, hospitality, and retail were particularly hard hit, while others like technology and healthcare witnessed unprecedented growth and transformation. Yet, the societal changes triggered by the pandemic were perhaps the most far-reaching. The way we work, study, socialize, and even the way we think about health and hygiene underwent a sea change. Work from home became the norm, schools turned to online modes of teaching, and masks and sanitizers became everyday essentials. The pandemic also highlighted the importance of mental health as people grappled with isolation, anxiety, and uncertainty. Different countries responded to the pandemic in diverse ways. Some implemented strict lockdowns and travel restrictions, while others opted for herd immunity strategies. Many countries ramped up their healthcare capacities, while others struggled under the load of the virus. The pandemic response varied widely, reflecting the unique circumstances and capacities of each country. Despite the grim reality, the world started looking for ways to fight back. Countries began pooling resources to combat the virus, and global cooperation in areas like vaccine development and distribution became the order of the day. The pandemic, while devastating, also brought out the resilience and adaptability of humanity. It forced us to innovate, to rethink our ways, and to come together as a global community in the face of adversity. Despite the grim reality, the world started looking for ways to fight back. In the face of adversity, science took the center stage. As the world grappled with an invisible enemy, the scientific community rose to the occasion. It was a race not against each other, but against time and the virus that had halted life as we knew it. The pursuit of a vaccine became a global endeavor, with scientists and researchers from every corner of the world working tirelessly. they faced numerous challenges, from the pressure of time to the complexity of the virus itself. The task was daunting, but the determination was unwavering. The scale of the pandemic required an unprecedented response. Traditional methods of vaccine development, often spanning years, if not decades, were not an option. In a remarkable display of ingenuity and collaboration, scientists turned to innovative techniques like mRNA technology to expedite the process. The race was not without hurdles. The virus, with its ability to mutate, posed a moving target. There were logistical issues, funding constraints, and the ongoing challenge of conducting trials during a global pandemic. Yet, the scientific community persevered, driven by the knowledge that every moment mattered. And then, success. In less than a year, the first vaccine was approved for emergency use, a feat that was nothing short of extraordinary. This milestone was not the finish line, but a significant leap towards it. But the vaccine was only half the battle won. The next challenge was the global rollout. The world faced the monumental task of vaccinating billions of people across diverse landscapes, overcoming infrastructural limitations and addressing vaccine hesitancy. Despite these challenges, the vaccine rollout progressed, with millions receiving their shots every day. It was a testament to human resilience and collaboration, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. The vaccines brought a glimmer of hope to a world in despair. And much like the lighthouse guiding ships through stormy seas, science, once again, proved to be humanity's guiding light, illuminating the path towards a healthier future. Fast forward to 2023, where do we stand? The world in 2023 is a different place than it was just a few years ago. The pandemic is still present, but it's a different beast. Vaccination rates are on the rise worldwide, but they're not uniform. Some countries have managed to inoculate a high percentage of their population, while others are still grappling with supply issues and vaccine hesitancy. New variants of the virus continue to emerge, challenging our scientific understanding and testing the efficacy of our vaccines. It's a bit of a cat-and-mouse game, a scientific tango, if you will. But it's a dance we're getting better at with each passing day. The challenges, however, are not just medical. The pandemic has left deep scars on our societies, from businesses that have closed their doors forever, to children who've missed crucial years of schooling, to people who've lost loved ones. The long-term effects of the pandemic are still unfolding, and they're as diverse as they are profound. It's not all doom and gloom, though. The pandemic has taught us invaluable lessons. We've learned about the importance of public health infrastructure, the value of scientific research, and the power of global cooperation. We've seen communities come together in inspiring ways, and we've witnessed how technology can help us adapt and overcome. We've also been reminded of the inequalities that exist in our world, inequalities that the pandemic has both highlighted and exacerbated. Addressing these disparities, in healthcare and beyond, is an ongoing challenge, and one that we must face head-on. In many ways, the pandemic has been a wake-up call. It's forced us to rethink how we live, how we work, and how we care for each other. It's shown us that we're all interconnected, and that our actions have far-reaching effects. It's proven that we can change, adapt, and overcome, even in the face of a global crisis. While we've made progress, the fight against COVID-19 continues. The journey of COVID-19 is a testament to our resilience and adaptability. As we've navigated through this video, we've traced the path of an unforeseen pandemic that shook the world to its core. From its initial outbreak to the global impact and responses, we've seen how the world faced a crisis of unprecedented scale. We saw the collective efforts of nations, the bravery of frontline workers, and the indomitable spirit of the human race. We delved into the race for a vaccine, a race against time that showcased the brilliance of our scientific community, their relentless pursuit of solutions, and the triumph of their efforts. We've also taken a look at the current situation, a world still grappling with the pandemic, but armed with more knowledge, tools, and determination than ever before. It's a world that has learned and continues to learn from this crisis. However, the journey is far from over. The importance of continued vigilance cannot be overstated. We must continue to cooperate, to support each other, to follow the guidance of science and health authorities. We must continue to advance scientifically, to innovate, to adapt. These are the tools that have brought us this far, and these are the tools that will see us through to the end. In the face of adversity, we learn, we adapt, and we overcome. That's the story of humanity in the time of COVID-19.